So Darien Monspeed's final boss has just come back on JP, and with it, it reminded me and a lot of people that transformations have not returned since Eren. A long time ago. Sorry, not Eren. Camilla. I think Camilla released after Eren. My timeline there is pretty it's been so long, I actually don't remember which one came out first. I think it was Camilla that came out second. It has not returned ever since. People have been asking, where is a new Camilla? They almost basically ditched the catastrophes in favor of Ragnarok now. But Camilla has not returned since, the red one. And if you're one of those people that just bought all the Camilla cosmetics and may have the holy relic for her, hoping that one day she would be usable again, outside of like Guild Boss, tough luck, because they're not bringing it back because transformations suck. But Darien Monspeed and is it Gallant and Melascula? They brought forth this super interesting way of transformation that they can easily do for any character moving forward. And mind you, this boss came out years ago almost. Is actually have been more. It has been more than a year, I think. We are in July of 2022. I think Gallant and Melascula was the first boss to have this kind of transformation. If I'm not mistaken, I think they came out first. And we still haven't seen any character come back or release any character release with it. Just why? I think by the time Melascula and Gallant came out, we still have had the full Grand Cross team working on the game. While right now, we basically know, right, that most of the team that was working on Grand Cross has moved on to working on like Origin, right? That's their new project, and it is what it is, right? Maybe that's why we haven't seen any new transformation. But like, look, their passive. I'm on JP right now, so I can't like show. But this one, after the first turn elapses, they transform, and now maybe after the first turn, maybe it would be too strong for a character in PvP to transform. But maybe like you can have, how the I forgot Monspeed's commandment did not allow me to get an ultimate gauge. It is what it is. How the one after when 3 turns reach, he gets immunity. It would be a perfect time for like a character to transform, right? So you'd have a character, so they transform and boom, in and out, they just transform. Now they have a different set of cards, and I don't know if they changed their passive. Because they have so many things that they do, right? But simple. It's just so simple, and it just works, right? And I'm so surprised because it's been so long since this concept has come out. I am extremely surprised they have not implemented this, because they surely would make money with it. Like, surely a character with transformation releasing these days would be hype. Of course, the character in specific matters. Sorry, dude, I'm choking this final boss because instead of moving the bond card 3 times, I actually attacked because I have not done this boss since yesterday. I forgot about the Monspeed place. It would attract a lot of attention. It would be a very interesting banner to summon on, because it would be something new-ish. Transformations exist, so it's not technically completely new, but it would be new-ish. And people would be excited to summon on. I guarantee you, people would be. I'm so confused on why this has been a thing for over a year now. It has not been implemented. Now, I wonder if, again, it was something they were planning on doing, because, if they kept on releasing characters with the transformations that we have currently in the game, or the only method of transformation being the ult transformation. You have Aaron and you have Camilla. They ult, they transform for 5 turns. Aaron, Camilla, don't recall. Haven't used Camilla in so goddamn long. But they ult, they transform, then after a few turns they come back. One thing I always hated was that it just didn't work really well, and because you are meant to use your cards to get ultimate gauge, to then transform, to then use the cards from the transformed form, right? So strange. So strange. Like, it never worked out. And if they kept releasing characters like this, they would all suck. Every single one of them would suck, unless they had a really good pre-transformation form, which these characters did not have. They had very mediocre pre-transformed forms, because they were supposed to be much better after they transformed. That's the whole gimmick behind it. But it's just simply not how it works in this game. In this game, for the most part, you want your character to be good in the first turn. You don't want your character to wait 3 turns. Now, if they made a character, like the one, right, where every single turn he's getting stronger, and at the 3rd turn, he gains immunity, and then he loses the next turn, and you know, the cycle continues. If they had a character like that, but in the 3rd turn, for example, then they transform, but they still had a good, like a decent, at least decent card set and stats pre-transformed, it would work out so well, because what you could do is you could like hold on to their cards until they transform and then use them. Or if you want to use their cards before they transform, then you can still use them, and then you can just bank on luck to get their cards again after they transform, right? But chucking to their ultimate is the worst, because even when Aaron came out, even back in those days, this was just already considered garbage, because you gotta remember, this was around the time Lost Vein Meliodas came out. And now these days, Lost Vein isn't the best. Lost Vein had an ultimate that if you used the ultimate, you won the match. So it was between, right? You have Aaron, where if you use the ultimate, Aaron becomes stronger. Cool. It's not a guaranteed win still, because you probably use so many cards for him, you don't even have cards for you to use when he's transformed. Versus you guaranteeing a win. Which one are you gonna use? And it's not like, you know, it's easier to get dupes for Aaron than Lost Vein. It wasn't, because it was a collab character, right? And then Camilla, she was somewhat exclusive. The Catastrophe characters have never been in the tickets, like SSR or SR tickets, so they were somewhat exclusive still, right? I would say the most free-to-play players should have been summoning on banners like Lost Vein, Goddess Liz at the time, then summoning on a banner that had Camilla on it, right? But that's also, you know, in part because Camilla was bad. But in any case, transformations were dead, and they never gave it a try again. Except they did. They succeeded, because I think this method of transformation is really good. Don't leave it to an ultimate. Don't leave it to a card. Have it be turn-based, so you can strategize perfectly. If it's something that's consistent. Because one thing as well, it's very inconsistent to get the transformation, because, I mean, right now we're in a very big-time Ult Rush meta with the Antarmia link, right? But back in those days especially, it was extremely inconsistent to get ultimates. Unless, yeah, like, you know, Goddess is protecting and stuff like that. And by the time you got the ultimate, you expected your ultimate to win you the match, not have a chance of winning you the match. That's the problem. If it was chalked to a passive that made you, you know, guaranteed every 3rd or 4th turn or 2nd turn, whatever, guaranteed you transform, it would be good. And I don't know. I don't know what characters they could use this on to like test it, I would prefer if they try to like test this on like a non-hype character just in case it's bad. But I would absolutely adore a base Ascanor that goes into the 1 with a passive like that, and then goes back to base Ascanor, and then goes back to the 1. I think it would be sick. Would it be excessive seeing the... I mean, it's a very quick animation, as we saw on the boss. Keep seeing it. I don't know. I think I would like it. And stuff like that. But yeah. Now, Marble, what are you doing? You already know what you're doing. You already know the formula. You just have to apply it. It's free money, goddammit.